Hello everyone, welcome to our another subject for us to share today. And the subject is, what are the real ingredient of wellness? Now I get many time, many of my client, many of our student always talk about that I am following all your advice about diet. I have started eating organic food now. I am also doing my meditation, and I also do all exercises whatever possible. But I still suffer a lot from various problems in my life, whether it is not feeling energized, not having any concentration to that optimum level where I can feel totally in control. And again, various other health issues keep coming up. So, what is lacking in my effort? Then I always shared with all of them that yes, making an effort to improve our diet, our lifestyle, and incorporating all these components is very good effort. But why we don't still feel that total wellness, or why that wellness is eluding us, we need to ask ourselves. And they are our key ingredient to our wellness. That do I have satisfaction in my life? Do I have contentment in my life? Do I have that happiness in my life? Do I have that honesty in my action all the time? Do I have any control on all these emotions of jealous, hatred, anger, frustration, tendency to control, anxieties, worries? And if the answer is yes, then no way you should be feeling at all worried about any ailment. But the sad part is, most of us might be becoming more and more aware about our lifestyle. Many of us will try to wake up at 5:30. Many of us will try to have a good food. But then all these components, all these ingredients which I said are still lacking in our life. So why that is the case? And what this mean all to us? What Ayurveda talk about? That we need to be a good human being. A good human being means whatever has been advised to us, whatever my responsibilities, whatever my dharma is, I will be following and fulfilling that to the optimum. For example, if I am suffering from my ailment, whatever, whether it is arthritis, whether it is chronic fatigue syndrome, whether it is adrenal fatigue syndrome, or whether it is rheumatoid arthritis or any problem. And if you have been given advice by your practitioner to whom you have trusted due to whatever reason, because you have made all effort to eradicate your problems by following whether it is your specialist advice or any other practitioner advice. Now, wherever you are, and if that practitioner has given some advice for you to follow, you need to ask yourself, am I following all those advice to the optimum? If not, what is the reason? Is it something difficult for me to follow, or I don't trust what has been given to me, and that's where I don't follow? Same way it goes to someone who starts studying any modality, any course, and whatever the teacher is advising them, whatever teacher has given them to follow, do I follow that? Do I try to put all those learning in my practice in my life? Am I satisfied, contented with all what I am getting? And if yes, problem should not be around us. But the biggest problem is we never have that satisfaction, we never have that trust. And that confusion and that state of uneasiness make us to churn from inside. And that inside churning is the biggest problem in our life today. All our ailment, when we talk about, are more prominent from these various kind of wellness ingredients which are lacking in our life. We need to learn how to be happy in whatever state we are living, whatever the difficulties we are facing in our life. We need to be contented, we need to be happy, but that does not happen with us. And that brings us that sufferings, that brings us that anger, that brings us that frustration, that brings us that jealous, hatred. And then in that pursuit, we start doing such things which can only add ghee to the fire. This is what the saying in Ayurveda is, that it will only increase my sufferings. So when we are following a path for wellness, we cannot pick and choose. We cannot say that I will follow this because I like it, and I will not follow this because I don't like it. Whatever has been given to me by my teacher, by my practitioner, I must make sure that I follow for that certain time what has been given, and then see the outcome. And I can assure you that the outcomes will be always in the positive way if you are following those all in a correct way. Not making in your own way, or you are visiting a practitioner who is trying to give you a modern 2023 brand of Ayurveda, and have his or her own advice, which is tailor-made by him or her for his or her client. Because Ayurveda is what it is. It is not that now we are practicing in Australia and New Zealand, so it can be something new. It will never be. Whatever has been given to us that 5,000 years ago is make sense in today's world in the same way or even more effective way to correct our suffering, as long as we don't try to dilute, we don't try to modify, we don't try to make our own judgment. And in the same way, if I'm trying to follow certain advices from my practitioner, that has to be with total commitment, total honesty, and then you will see the outcome will be much and much better. And that is where in Ayurveda we talk about that each individual has his own magnetic field, energy around you. And that energy is what, when it get pierced, when it get affected, that is where our suffering comes up. And to that, no matter than whatever we are doing, sufferings will keep coming in my way. So how that energy, how that magnetic field of my body can be sustained and maintained? That is why there is only one science which help us to understand about these components, because they are known as non-physical aspect of our wellness. Physical aspects are very easy to follow, but when it comes to the non-physical aspect, that is where our problem comes up, because we cannot see them, and then when we are not able to see, we start making our own presumptions. But our own presumption can never be right, because I am not in a balanced state at all anyway at first place. So I need to learn to surrender. I need to learn how to be contented. I don't need to start looking for controlling the things in my own way. I need to have that happiness and cheerfulness, satisfaction. And these things are those type of ingredient which you cannot see. You can feel them, but you will feel only when you will start making them happen in your life. And what they will do, they will act as a healer. They will heal that magnetic field. And when you have that magnetic field around you, your wellness will always walk alongside with you. Then you don't need to worry about anything. You will be doing all what you have been given. You are following whatever has been given to you with that total surrender, and you will see your wellness will sustain with you. And that is where the power of Ayurveda is. Now many of us will say that I do meditation, but then one need to sit and ask why I do meditation. If I am doing meditation, then how come I can be angry? How come I will have sleep problem? How come I will have jealous and hatred and anger all the time around me? How come I will not fulfill my responsibilities in my life? Because meditation is not something that you just have to sit and close your eyes and then you think that I am in a different realm. Meditation is where you are making an effort to purify your mind so that that mind can be in line with your body. But if you all the time feeding your mind and body with all such incompatible substances, whether it goes through here or here, it's not going to do any good to us, no matter whether you sit for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, because another thing is that we think that meditation is such a switch on and switch off that I can bring my mind in line with the body in 10 minutes. Meditation is a lifelong journey. Meditation is not something it can be achieved or it can start giving you the outcome within a day or so. And then on top of that, meditation is not something you can just close your eyes and feel that this is meditation. For each individual, meditation has to be different because again, our problems, our sufferings are totally different. Again, this is where in Ayurveda we always talk about that meditation is of two levels. One is self-realization and then is God realization. We don't even need to think of God realization because unless or until we have self-realization, and self-realization is your first step towards becoming a good human being. And when you are able to become a good human being, you will able to follow all these aspect, learning, knowledge, which is given to you with full trust. And then, as I shared, that meditation for each one of us will be totally unique. Say, if a client is coming to me and they have now anxieties and worries, fear, panic attack, for that person, if I want to give them some kind of meditation technique, and in meditation, as we all know, wherever you go to, whoever you go to, they will ask you to close your eyes and sit, and then whatever they have given or they might talk to you, you will be asked to follow that. But look, when you close your eyes, what you are seeing? You are seeing darkness. And now if you look at all these emotions which I mentioned, anxieties, worries, panic attack, fear, what they bring? They bring darkness. They relate with the dark energy. Now, if you are going to close your eyes, you already have dominant of darkness around you, inside you. Then how you can close your eyes and go into that darkness and feel that I can bring my mind in line? Because in darkness you will be lost anyway. You are already lost due to all these emotions. So for that, an Ayurvedic practitioner who understand about the clinical guided meditation technique, which is the most powerful component of Ayurveda, that practitioner will give you step by step various technique of that meditation. And first meditation technique he will make you to start doing is what we call as open eye candle meditation. So that is the technique which will help you to get in line with your body, but at the same time helping to break the darkness around you and inside you. That is the first stage. And this is another different levels of meditation can be given by that practitioner to you. In the same way, when we are talking about these non-physical components which can impact our well-being and breaking and piercing your that magnetic field, that energy field, in that we also relate with our 7 chakras, 3 nadis, 5 sheaths. Now, many of us always talk about these components, but we don't understand that these all are interconnected. And when they are interconnected with your thoughts also. And when your thoughts are not pure, then your diet is not pure, your lifestyle is not pure. Right? When I say pure means, I'm not talking about organic or super organic. I'm talking about the 3 gunas which Ayurveda has given us. Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. Now, how you can see something can be pure when it is dominant with the tamas. Tamas is going to create darkness anyway. And how come it can be, Rajasi can be termed as pure? So, when in my life, Rajasic and Tamasic components are dominant, I am always vulnerable to get affected with these all component, these all ingredient which I just shared as a non-physical aspect, and my magnetic field, my energetic field will be pierced to that level which we relate with the 7 chakra, because that's where the base comes up. So if we are going to learn to how balance our chakra, how we can balance our 3 nadis, how we can balance our 5 sheaths, then we need to have first these few ingredients which I just shared about contentment, satisfaction, happiness around me. They should be the key ingredient, not on a one day, not on a Monday only or on Saturday only. They should be part of my life all the time. They will help us to be a good human being. And when we are good human being, we will follow the path, whatever has been given to us, whether as a student, whether as a patient, and we can achieve what is my primary need at that time in my life. And I can be a good family member if you are a husband, or you are a wife, or you are a son or daughter, or you are a brother and sister. You will fulfill your responsibilities in an effective way. Try to sit and ask yourself, am I fulfilling all my responsibilities in an effective way? If yes, you have a one tick, and that big tick will be your strength, and that will give you that ability, that will give you that energy, that will be your best healing cream to keep your energy field intact, and no of any such aspect can pierce your that magnetic field, and you can enjoy total wellness in a good way. So that's what I thought I will share with you today. I hope something you will be able to get out of it. Don't just listen and let it switch off. I will say, listen this, if not 7 times, because 7 is a very auspicious number in Ayurveda, and very important. But even if you can listen 3 times, every time you will see it will have a different impact. And then you can take over from there. Thanks, everyone.